Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 2 of Modern Skyblock 3. Today, repeating some of the work that I did. Well, between episodes, I repeated some of the work I did last episode, which is basically getting saplings and getting wood and doing my best to make things. Today, what I'd like to do, if possible, is work towards getting more dirt. Because I've got one piece of coarse dirt. Veto the awesomeness of that. Psst, it's not awesome. That's what I'm trying to say here. And basically what I'd like to do is start up a mob farm. That's really going to be, like, believe it or not, one of the first things to do in this pack. Like, getting a mob farm up and running is key to success, which is probably why it's literally the second quest that's available to you. Right? I mean, this was the second quest we did, but this is the second quest that's available to us. So, like, we're going to want to do that. So to do that, I'm going to start the preparations for, like, a very basic and simple mob farm, and then we'll expand it later. So let's start off with a refresher on mob ranges, right? So mobs will only spawn when they are 24 blocks away from a player. And if they're beyond 32 blocks, they stop moving and can despawn. And if they're beyond 128 blocks, they will despawn immediately, right? So I'm chilling right here, right around Z level -1,000. So let's say that pretty much here, -4. Like, that's going to be my hangout area. So if I bump this guy out around negative, let's say 1,028-ish, would be a nice place for a mob farm. Does that sound cool? I just have to figure out a good way to make this realistically work. But right here would be a good place for a mob farm to exist, right? Now, what I'm thinking is, ideally, I'd like this mob farm to be mobs that can't hit me, but I can hit them with weapons, of course, not, you know, lack of weapons like I currently have. So maybe a smart thing to do would be to get a crafting table real quick, just so I can craft while I'm out here. I mean, I do, in fairness, have pretty much everything that I have, like, available to me on me right now, so dying would probably be a bad thing to do, probably. And also it's kind of nighttime, which means I should be a little bit careful with how far away from things are. I don't want mobs to spawn, like, over there. That would be bad too. It's possible that they would, because that's not a world spawn, remember? Like, that's, yeah, so let's be careful. So, like, let's think here, right? So if this is where we want mobs to be spawning at, right? This is 1027, so let's make this 1028, right? So if mobs could spawn here, right? So that's like a full block, and that's a half block on the bottom. Can mobs spawn on that? I don't think so, right? Because, like, if I put that here, right, that would be, okay, good to know. So, like, let's put this here. And then mobs could spawn here, and I'd be able to hit their feet, basically, right? That sounds like a cool plan, right? So if we placed this block here as a representation of that, I could place a block here, theoretically, and if we break this block, right, this would work as a pretty nice mob spawning structure, I want to say. Why you don't want to place there, by the way? Stop being a nuisance. Right? So I could totally walk up here and hit mobs inside this structure. Oh, good, it's daytime. Oh, bad, mob spawned. Let's be a little bit smart about this. Creepers. Of course it was creepers. It had to be creepers. I don't even have a weapon. Nice. Okay, cool. So that's a thing. Neat. All right, so that should work as a realistic mob spawner, right? So, like, this is the position where they'll spawn at. So I can expand this, and I can expand this walkway. And I don't have, like, a specific size in mind for how big I want this mob spawner to be, but let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then this block. So let's do 7 in this direction, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We can expand this. Interesting that it won't let me place a block there, even though it's technically... I'm not hitting my head on that, right? Like, so that's cool. Neat. Interesting. Yeah. It won't let me place a block right above my head there, but that's okay. We'll manage that. That's some mischief that we can manage, right? So this might look a little derpy, but it should function. Right? So basically we want this now to be a walkway. And we'll have a few extra blocks here, but I'm not super worried about that. This is the part of Skyblocks that I like the most, is being in a position where like you're building with half slabs and you're struggling to survive, right? So like that's gonna be my mob spawner room, right? So like I wanna actually probably bump this out more than I already have. I'm pretty sure this won't be really bad on me to do, but we're going to find out in a second. If I do this, will that vein mine and hopefully... Good. I did exactly what I wanted to see it do. I actually want to make this 3 deep back here. So this is all going to be half slabs. But ideally, it'll be a mob spawner that I can easily access and interact with. And eventually, obviously, we're going to want to automate this thing fully. But that's going to be like a to-do list item, right? So let's loop this thing around here. And then we can run this guy back here. I should really get an axe, shouldn't I? That will be something I'll work towards when I get back to a crafting table. Cool. Bummer that I don't have access to stone yet. Otherwise, it would have been ideal to have a builder's wand for this. Okay, cool. All right, be a little bit careful with that, direwolf. But that should be a relatively nice structure. All right, so let's do 2 things. Let's first get an axe. Hopefully this isn't a pack where like axes have like 1 durability. No, it looks like they have like 59 durability, so that's cool. Let's also get ourselves a handful more of these, just to expand this platform upon which we're gonna do some cool stuff, right? Now we're gonna want to make sure that we light up this area over here, but I don't think I have any light sources available to me yet, so that's also going to be a to-do list item. So tell me about getting up to the top of this area. Let's do this, right? What I'll probably want to do is something like that. Does that work? And I'm going to have an extra walk around here just to make things a little bit easier on me. Just in case I want to get around the outside of this thing, right? So this is, let's use full blocks to represent block spaces. So this is 1 block height, and this is 2 block heights. Do we want Enderman spawning in here? That's literally the next question we're going to want to ask ourselves. Because that's going to kind of be an important, I'm not sure of the answer situation. If we want Enderman spawning in here, will they be able to teleport out? That's a big question that I'm actually not 100% sure of the answer on. Because this is going to be dark inside, even though it's all half slabs. Half slabs don't let light through. Does that mean Enderman can't see out and therefore can't teleport out? I don't know. Let's build it. Let's build it and plan for being high. And if we don't like it being high, then we'll change it up. Does that sound like a plan? So this is going to be 3 block heights inside. Cool. Whoops, didn't want to do that. And then we'll think about automating this, obviously, eventually. But for now... And technically I don't have to be doing this with all half slabs, but I think it kind of looks cool. Alright, so you can be vein mined. Okay, or not, because you didn't want to be. That's fine. Technically, wood's like a resource that I don't have a lot of right now, so I should probably be a little bit conservative with it. And now we need a roof for this mob spawner, right? So I can get into here like that. Nice. So technically, that's your 6 blocks tall, right? Or your 3 blocks tall. 6 half slabs, 3 blocks. So by placing blocks up top there, that makes us a roof. If I make a good mob spawner on the first try, I'm going to be super proud of myself. You guys have no idea. A little bit more in the half slab department, and we should be in good shape. Nice. Now, does this have like an F7 thing? Yeah, it does. So see how even all the way back there, it's already dark in that corner? And it's dark in this corner? Now, if I cover this up, even though they're half slabs, they block light. So, ta-da, mob spawner inside, right? And I should be able to, in theory, walk up here, and I'm pretty sure mobs won't be able to see me, but I'll be able to see them, and I'll be able to hit them. And that's what's up. How cool is that? Now, I'm thinking... Let's build like a pathway. Now that's on the bottom half of the block, or what? I always have to place blocks here because like I lose track of where things are. Yeah, okay. So that's technically mobs can spawn on this. So maybe if I put this here, mobs shouldn't be able to spawn, right? But that still acts as a good guardrail that mobs can't spawn on. Spiffy. Glad I got an axe, right? Because that's making a huge difference. Not. It feels like this axe cuts wood no faster than my fist. And what's actually kind of cool about this is the way that this is all aligned. Like, technically... I could build upwards on here, and if I kept this platform at this height, no mobs would be able to spawn on it, just because of like vanilla mob spawning on half slabs mechanics. So I could bring this up one level of a half slab level, right? And mobs wouldn't be able to spawn on it, and that would be kind of cool. And they wouldn't be able to spawn on my walkway at all, right? Nice. All right, cool. So I don't actually want these blocks here, but having them here might not be a terrible idea, just to prevent me from accidentally falling off, because that's the kind of thing a dire derp would do. Right? Nice. Now, if I got a torch, like literally one torch, I'd be all right with mob spawning, but... For now, this is good. So I can still get up to what's kind of my roof. We'll see. I'll deal with that in a bit. But like I said, running along here, mobs can spawn. And I was storing wood in this chest, by the way. A decent amount. So in theory, just chill. Hey, look! It already happened. There you go. In theory, I was right. That happened. Okay, so, I've got a wooden sword, and oh, didn't plan for that. Mob spawning on top of the mob spawner. Whoops. So technically they can spawn on that platform, but if I put more half slabs up there, we'll be all right. They started shooting each other. That's hilarious. Achievement get. So check this out, right? I can do this. And get all the things. How cool is that? Huh? How's that for like an awesome... Hello, concussion creeper. Got him. Nice. All right. So F7 this guy, right? If I do this, that will prevent mobs from spawning on top of this thing, which is probably ideal for night times. Obviously, at some point, we'll get into torches, but look at Dire with the vanilla mechanics, huh? I built a vanilla mob spawner that's actually really easy to access. How cool is that? I'll tell you, I'm proud of me. I don't know about you guys, but I am proud of me. Nice. What is that guy all about? I don't even know. Cool. So with regards to loots, if I wanted to, I could always open this thing and pop inside real quick. It would be neat to have some kind of entryway, but I'm gonna have to test what kind of doors can match the half slab design. And also, so yeah, that's cool. Check that out. So like I just come in here and I'm just like swing, swing, swing. Did I complete my quest? Did I kill all the mobs? Detect one. So I have to kill a skeleton in order for this quest to be completed. But we're absolutely going to want some kind of storage. Now, what are small crates? Small crates need some chests. You cannot access this item yet. You need stage AA first. Ha 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 ha. You, sir, are the thing that we talked about last episode. That's the thing that I mentioned being a thing. So it's not even like you don't have the items to craft it. You're literally not capable of crafting it. You're literally not able to access it until you've unlocked the AA stage. Interesting. So what kind of chest options do we have? There's colossal chests. So that's a thing. Like, I guess, like, I'm gonna have to, like, look into what chest options we have for storage. Like, I like the Actual Editions crates, obviously, but they're also obviously a little bit overpowered because they're super powerful. So look, Endermen are in there. So let's see what our Enderman situation is in a moment. So I need skeletons, right? Is it because it's Valentine's Day that they're doing that angel thing? I don't even know. Oh yeah, Enderman can't get out. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. Enderman can't get out. They can't teleport out. This is amazing. I am really glad that I made this as tall as I did. This is the greatest thing ever. I need some kind of magnet though. You know what though? I'll tell you this much. Hold on. Yeah, that's what's up. Okay, cool. So that's definitely one way to get into that room, to get loots. So I'll tell you one thing, guys. Britannia, I believe, to be like the next chapter. So hopefully a magnet ring is not too far out of reach. Tier regular. Wow, look at all this stuff. Okay, cool. I don't know. I don't know how that works. But resources, mob drop resources. So can I put a chest under a half slab and have it openable? Yeah, I can. Nice. So everything mob drop wise is going to go in here, right? Ooh, restricted item. You cannot access this item yet. You need stage MC first. Mystical crops, I presume? So we're getting mob drops now. How nice is that? At what I'm going to already call a very decent rate. A rate that I'm very pleased with. Oh, no. We have Ender Zoo. We have Ender Zoo. We have Ender Zoo. Oh, that was close. Quick, eat something. Where's my food? There it is. Come on, heal. Oh, that was close. I didn't realize we had Ender Zoo. Today I learned. Can Ender Zoo cats get out of those little half slabs, or did he spawn outside the half slab? Ow, ow. I feel like he spawned outside the half slab. So my mob spawn plan works great, except for Ender Zoo. Wow, that thing hurts. Ah, I broke my sword. To do better sword. Wither witches, huh? Nice. So they're trying to do their cat thing Forgot about Ender Zoo. They actually, like, really significantly impact my awesome plans here. I hear a skeleton. There's one. Nice. So being near here means that no more mobs are spawning, so I shouldn't have a problem getting that skelly in a sec. And that should complete my quest here that I'm looking to do. Ender Zoo, please. So he can kind of shoot through here, but then he tries to walk towards me, and I mean it's not ideal, but it's pretty darn good if I'm being honest. Quest mob farm complete. Sweet. Oh, I got a little heart. Red heart. Bobbly heart containers. So what do? Oh, red heart canister. Alright, so I can eat it apparently. I don't know what that does. You need stage AD first. Okay, cool. Necrotic bone. Interesting. I probably don't want to eat this. I don't know how common they are. I don't know if that was like a, wow, I got lucky, or a... Yeah. So let's put him in the chest and put away... Wow, I got a lot of loot bags, though. Withering dust, gunpowder, solidified XP, I'll store in there. Pretty much anything that's a mob drop I want to store in here. And then the loot bags... Cool. The spawn agitator will prevent the spawn entity to despawn when the player leaves the area. Oh, that's cool. So I guess you can go in there with the broken pickaxe thing, and you're gonna be... I'm gonna need like a resources chest. I'm gonna need lots of chests soon. I'm gonna need some kind of organizational structure. So loots that I consider useful outside of mob loots, so like resource-wise stuff, will go into that chest over there. Bones and, hey, astral sorcery stuff. Nice. Okay, and then, oh wow, look at that helmet. Tell me I can... Oh, it has Curse of Vanishing on it, though. What does that do? I don't even know what that does. I don't even know what that does. And I also got this. Needs stage STM first. And I got a Splash Potion of Regen, which is kind of nice, I guess. Go in here with other miscellaneous junk. And armor. Sweet. Alright, so wow, I did actually quite well. That is nice. So we've got our first mob farm up and running, guys. I'm a little surprised they can hit me, actually. Cool. Yeah. Thinking a magnet of some kind would really be useful here. But overall, not a bad mob farm. Probably could be a little bit more efficient, but I'm getting mob drops, and that's what counts. So let's get our sword back up and running and see what the next quest line has for us. So the next thing to do, per the quest lines, is make a sword. That's a lie. That's not per the quest line. I'm just saying that because I need a new sword. The next thing for the quest line is to note that we completed this quest and we get a loot dude. Nice. Cat ears and a bow tie. Okie dokie then. I'll put on this, but, you know, cat ears, I don't know about it. I'm not going to put that in. Cool. So that is a completed mob farm. Nice. So now we have access to dirt furnace and combustion. You can't craft a regular furnace yet, so for cooking and smelting, you're going to need the next best thing. It works just like a regular furnace, but uses 3 times more fuel. Nice. That requires a piece of dirt, which I don't have. I have coarse dirt, not regular dirt. And it also requires some of that. I might be able to turn this coarse dirt into regular dirt. I'm wondering if... Alright, stop being that. There we go. So that is not what I had hoped it would do. So I probably can't do that yet. But let's look at combustion. In order to make... Wow, look at all those bad dudes. Oh, somebody's shooting fireballs. That's an Ember's bad guy. Nice. Very nice. Very nice. All right, so let's do something about this. I'm going to hide over here for a minute while I look at the book. So this is the next part of Sky Resources. We need this stuff. Wooden casing, wooden combustion heater, and a button. Construct multi-block combustion chamber. You can see how to do that and how to use it in the Sky Resources 2 guide. So I kind of remember this from when I played Sky Factory 2 a little bit. So we're going to need a wooden casing, which seems pretty straightforward. Right? Wood gear from Buildcraft. Okay, that's cool. Tesla core lib. That'll do. And then we're going to need some non-planks wood. Wow, I'm going to really want to automate those things at some point. So I did not expect Ember's mobs to be able to spawn in there and kill me. That was not something I was planning for. But hey, stuff happens sometimes. Why are we suddenly not vein mining? Cool, all of a sudden vein miner's not working. We'll see what happens here. I'm gonna try this guy. Can you vein mine for me, please? Okay, neat. It didn't want to vein mine with... Okay, cool. I'm gonna have to do something about this. I'm gonna have to kill things. Specifically, Ember's mobs. Nice. This is kind of cool, if I'm being honest. I'm gonna definitely want a better weapon soon, but I'm gonna need all these mob droppers, so I might as well kill these guys. I got a frog cat. This is a highly functional mob trap. Like, to the point where I'm super proud of it. A Strange Grave's Dust. Cool. Don't know a lot of the mods. So one of the big things and the reasons I picked this mod pack is because I'm not super familiar with a lot of the mods in it. Which is something that a lot of people have been kind of requesting for me to do as a mod pack, that I'm not super familiar with a lot of the mods in it. So, yeah, don't expect super knowledge here, guys. Alright, so for wooden casing, we need that. Cool. Wooden casing, check. The other thing we're going to need is a combustion heater and a button. So where would those guys be in here? So a wooden combustion heater. Now there's different tiers of these heaters, and there's different tiers of casings, and they all do different things. So there's efficiency, and there's heat units, and there's other attributes to this that matter. And the same for combustion heaters. There's efficiency and speed and other things that make this better. So the first tier of stuff is going to be pretty weak, but then it rapidly gets better, and that's really cool. But let's get our wooden combustion heater. It requires that. So we need a bunch of wood, and then we need some planks around gunpowder. So let's get some gunpowder, put some planks around it, and then we're going to want this guy. Sweet, wooden combustion heater. And then we need a button, and quest complete. Hooray! And we get a loot chest. Nice. All right, so now that we've got that completed, we can look into making this combustion heater guy. This is going to be outlined in the quest book, how to do it. So let me get rid of this thing, which was here for me to reach leaves a minute ago, or last episode. So that Sky Resources guide thing is going to tell me how to do what we're talking about. So we're going to look at combustion heaters are used in casings. Look further down for the multi-block setup. Make sure the structure is valid, drop items inside, yada, 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 yada. To set up a combustion heater multi-block, the design as shown here when using a wooden combustion heater, the first one you'll probably use. Place the heater inside the casing after that. Note that all variants use the same shaped structure. Okay, so shown here. So basically, okay, cool. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you need an empty space. Okay, cool. I remember this now. So let's get some wood. And for this to work, we're going to let's put it right here in the corner, right? So we're going to put this here. Wow, Embers guys again? Totally. Embers guy, please. I might... You know what I'm going to do? As much as it's cool looking. Ah, nice. Take that, bad guys. If I cover up this row, it should prevent Embers dudes from shooting at me. Look at all this free loot I just got because that creeper decided to blow everybody up inside. Awesome. Is that an RW Tema? It sure is. Oh, that's actually a nice loot bag. I want that. Yeah, the only downside to making this a little bit not... So my original intention was to make it like 1 block wide. And I now realize that that would have been smarter to do for the first tier of mob spawner I was going to make. Because then all the loot would have been available to me right away. But as it stands right now, it's not. But that's okay. So that should maybe prevent Embers dudes from shooting at me. But let's get this set up, right? So what we're going to want is... Let's just put a block here. That's going to be our connector to all that stuff. Cool. And then I decide that I'm going to want... Here... I'm going to want a block here, right? And here's how this thing works. If I remember correctly, which I probably don't. You place your combustion... So it's a combination of the casing and the stats of the casing combined with the stats of the thingy, and that's what allows stuff to do things. Does that make sense? Probably not. I'm sure it doesn't. But let's look at a recipe that I know, and that's going to be dirt. I'm surprised there's not a quest to get dirt. That's actually surprising to me that there's not a quest to get dirt specifically, but regular old dirt is attainable with 4 plant matter and 100 heat units, right? And heat units can come from basically just anything smeltable. So if I open this guy up, notice how the multi-block is not formed. That's important. So we're going to want to put the 4 plant matter in here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to want to cover this up. And now the multi-block is formed. And we put fuel sources in there to get heat units. So we got 75 heat units. The max is 100, right? And then we hit the button. It blows up. And if you got close to it, the dirt's inside. And that's what we're talking about, right? And then in order to make another craft, basically what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to open it up. We're going to have to get... Can I do this? No, I didn't think so. That would have been nice, right? Let's get a few more of these dudes. Cover that up with wood. Make sure the heat units are at 75. Can I do this? Yeah, I can. Nice. And there's another piece of dirt. Nice. So that is how you get dirt. So, as a reminder, we would have started on an island with a few pieces of dirt, but we would have needed more anyway. And I think I'm going to call this ye old wrap it up point. I think it's pretty much a good time. So, let's do that. Let's wrap up the episode here. I'm going to just plant a piece of sand with this that I can break with this so I can eat something. And we'll come back next episode and play a little bit more with Sky Resources and Modern Skyblock. Cool. So Darryl20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. This is going to be our gateway to lots of things. Remember when I said like blaze stuff, for example, requires gunpowder inside combustion with 75 heat units. 1 gunpowder becomes 3 blaze, right? So lots of crafting will be done in this, and there is an upgraded version of it later on that doesn't require me to break and replace the block on top all the time. Because one of the downsides is this thing can actually retain its heat, and when you break and replace that block, it resets the heat. So that's going to be bad, and that's bad for efficiency. But we'll get there. And let's open my leaf blower. Neat. That's cool. I'm wondering. I'm just curious a little bit. I feel like that's the one that doesn't require RF, right? But I'm curious if I get the drops for it. You're a bad leaf blower. You're bad at being a leaf blower. Okay. Darryl20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Take it easy.